Hey, how are you? You have the papers? Yes, man. We're gonna be talking about it. Today I'm gonna discuss the top visas that you can travel on in the United States. Well, they are my top visas that I have traveled on. I've traveled on so many different visa classes, but these are just my top visas. I have had these kind of books from they were the books that were blue and you had to write in them. So it wasn't a print book back in the days when I just started having these. And that was from I was a little boy. But now we are in the year 2023 and we're moving forward into the future. So let us talk about my top visa classes that I have traveled on. There are three classes that I want to just make mention of. And the three classes are the B1, B2 visa, the F1 visa, and the H1B visa. Now, if that is all you want to hear, you can depart. But if you want to know the details and hear what is the best option to travel on as a non-immigrant, then you want to stick to the end. Thanks for spending some quality time with us and for staying with us as we're about to embark on a flight. So the B1 visa, or the business and tourist visa, is a temporary visa. It is for like non-immigrants. Yes, non-immigrants. So this visa class is so designed that this is one that most persons back in the Caribbean, back in Jamaica, that's the first visa they normally get. They get this visa to go overseas to visit their families, their friends, and then after they get that visa, they get a feel of how the atmosphere is in the United States. And the reason why I like this visa is that it gives you an opportunity just to move outside of Jamaica, just to move outside of your country, just to explore somewhere else, to see that life is not just on that small island or in that country that you are, and the customs and normative practices are different, and you can explore and experience something that you have never experienced before. So this visa is just one to give you a taste of what the westernized countries are like, and you can make a determination for yourself if this is something that you like and you'd want to pursue further. And that visa is the startup visa. Yes, so most persons in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, that is the first visa they have when they move into the United States. But I had that visa for quite some time, and I have changed that visa out on a number of occasions. But while I had that visa, I was also getting other visas, and my next favorite visa is the F1 visa. The F1 visa is a student visa, and this was one of my favorite visas because with the F1 visa you can work, but the B1, B2 visa, you are still non-immigrant, which means that you don't have all the rights and privileges. On the F1 visa, you can study in the United States and you can also work in the United States while you're studying. Usually it was about 20 hours per week. That was the maximum allowed time that you could work, and you can get access to all of the benefits of other non-immigrant classes while you're in the United States. But the challenge with this visa is that it is a bit restrictive. For the F1 visa, you're going to need to show proof of funds that you can pay the school fee. You're going to have your I-120 or whatever it is called whenever you're watching this video. And there are so many different hoops that you have to climb and cross over. Then you have to be enrolled in a full-time program in a university in the United States. The beauty about this visa, why I appreciate it and I love it, is because I'm a family man. And I like ensuring that my family can come and visit with me. So if you are a person and you have a significant other, a wife, and you have kids, you can carry them with you on the F1 visa. While you are studying, they can be there enjoying the American lifestyle to see if they want to enjoy it even further as you make a transition from a non-immigrant status into an immigrant status, if that is what you choose, because most persons come here just to study, to go back home, and then to develop their own country. So it all depends on what you want to do. And I have spent millions of Jamaican dollars in this country, because almost majority of the qualifications I have them in the United States. But my starting qualifications were in Jamaica, the country of my nativity. And indeed, it is night and day, because the Jamaican society is based on the British system, which is designed directly like they want to try to fail you. But the American system is a little different in that they try to help you to achieve that which you need to achieve. So the systems are so different. So if you're a D student in Jamaica and you come to America, there's a high probability that you are going to be an A student, because they have systems in place to design to help you. In Jamaica, the systems are not there unless you are rich, wealthy, and affluent. But majority of persons don't have access to those things. I went to private schools, yes, but that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about the difference from a normal person, from the European style of teaching, the British style of teaching in Jamaica, in comparison to the American style of teaching. The words may be different, yes, but they basically have the same or similar meaning. The next visa, one of my, it's a 50-50 relationship I have with this visa. It is the H-1B visa. It's like a non-immigrant visa. It's a work visa. So what happens when you have your F-1 visa, after you have studied whatever profession you study in, you get 1 year OPT, which means that you can stay in the country after you study and work for 1 year on the particular visa that you have, the F-1 visa, the student visa that you have. All right, so after that 1 year is done, you can move that now into a H-1B visa, which is a sponsored visa. And an H-1B visa now is a dual intent visa. But majority of persons don't really like this kind of visa, because this visa is like you're a prisoner on parole, right? So everything you do, you have to check in with immigration. So many people don't like it, especially Jamaican person who like to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. This visa is a little bit restrictive. Usually if you're sponsored, you can only work with one employer, but you can also work with another employer. However, you have to go through some hoops in order to submit documents and have some authorization given. But this visa is like a starter pack to determine if you really want to come to America and explore and even immigrate to America, become an immigrant. But this is not the visa for everyone. If you're in Jamaica and you have never studied in America, the H-1B visa is not necessarily the best visa for you, because when you come here, you're going to want to work. And sometimes they may restrict you in one area, and there are so many jobs around, and then because of the kind of visa you're on, you cannot legally go and make yourself or occupy yourself with other occupations or other job or deployment, because the H-1B visa is for specialist occupations, like nurses, people in the medical field, and different other kind of occupation like chemists and persons with advanced degrees. So those persons are the ones who are usually given this visa. But my favorite option, if you're Jamaican, you have never been to America before, or you're in the Caribbean or in any other country, if someone wants to sponsor you, do not let them sponsor you with an H-1B visa. That is the last resort. All right, just take it from me. I'm going to give you some advice. Allow them to sponsor you with an E-visa, right? The E-visa basically is an employment-based immigrant visa, which includes priority workers first, professional holders of advanced degree, and persons of exceptional ability seconds, all right? Professionals and other workers third, employment creation and investors fifth, and certain special immigrants, those are the fourth classes. All right, so this visa now is the visa that most persons in Jamaica would like to get, because with this visa you have a green card that comes with it. So if you carry your husband, your wife, whosoever you're carrying, your children, all of them have green card. All of them basically have a level below the citizenship status. So you are not necessarily a citizen, but you have almost a similar rights and privileges as a citizen. You can get access to loan, you can get access to housing, your children can go to school for free, and all these kind of stuff. So this visa class is the best one, and the good thing about this visa class, the e-visa, you can leave the country whenever you feel like, and you don't have to report to immigration like when you have the H-1B visa or the other kind of non-immigrant work visa. So you have more freedom and more leverages. So these are my 3 favorite visa classes that I have traveled on, and the 4th one, which is the e-visa, is the one that I would recommend to you, especially if you're here just to work, to make some money, to send that money back home, or just to build life in the country and to just grow your family or develop your family in this country. So this is just some advice that I would like to share with you. I hope that this information may have been useful so that you can decide for yourself how you want to progress in terms of the visa that you may want and how you want to approach your arrangement as you transition to the United States. But all the visa classes have their pros and their cons, and whichever you get, you can just work with it, but you're going to have to do a lot of reading in order to ensure that you can navigate your way around. And yes, on the H-1B visa, you can carry your family and your children. On the E-visa, you can carry your family and your children, yes, and you get your green card as well. The F-1 visa, you can carry your family. And you understand why I prefer these visas, because I'm a family-oriented individual. So as long as I can carry my family, my immediate family, in terms of my partner, my kids, and those kind of things, I am comfortable with that. But when you're just doing your visitation, like on the B1, B2 visa, that there's a different kettle of fish. That is just for visiting, tourism, and business. Like if you have an exam, you have an NCLEX to do, you can use that visa, come to America, do your exam. If you have your ACP exam to do, you can use this visa, come to America, get your exam done, you go back home, and then you work out the other paperwork, get sponsorship from whichever country you are in, and then you head to the next process. But it all depends on where you are on your journey, and I hope that this information was informative and you can use it in order to make better decisions. Until next time, I hope to see you very soon. But for now, I'm going to catch another flight. See you later.